Tasmania, an island state off Australia's southern coast, is a haven for some of the world's most unique and intriguing wildlife. Its diverse habitats, ranging from dense rainforests to rugged coastlines, provide sanctuary to creatures found nowhere else on Earth. Embarking on a journey through Tasmania's wilderness offers a glimpse into a world where endemic species thrive, each adapted to the island's distinct environment. In this video, we delve into the fascinating wildlife of Tasmania, exploring the unique characteristics and behaviors that define its native animals. Thylacine, Thylachinus cynocephalus. The thylacine, often referred to as the Tasmanian tiger due to its distinct striped lower back, was the largest known carnivorous marsupial of modern times. Native to Tasmania, mainland Australia, and New Guinea, this unique creature bore a striking resemblance to a medium to large-sized dog, measuring between 39 to 51 inches in body length, with a tail adding an additional 20 to 26 inches. Weighing approximately 33 to 66 pounds, the thylacine possessed a slender, fox-like face, yellowish-brown fur adorned with 13 to 19 dark stripes, and a pouch for rearing its young, a characteristic trait of marsupials. The decline of the thylacine is attributed to several factors, primarily human activities. With the arrival of European settlers in Tasmania during the 19th and early 20th centuries, the thylacine was extensively hunted, as it was perceived as a threat to livestock. This hunting pressure, combined with habitat destruction and the introduction of competitive species such as dogs, led to a significant decrease in their population. The last known wild thylacine was killed between 1910 and 1920, and the species was declared extinct in 1982. Tasmanian devil, Sarcophilus harrisi. The Tasmanian devil is a carnivorous marsupial native to the island state of Tasmania, Australia. Following the extinction of the thylacine in 1936, it became the largest carnivorous marsupial in the world. Despite its name and fierce appearance, the Tasmanian devil is about the size of a small dog, with a robust build, black fur, and a distinctive pungent odor. Its spine-chilling screeches, aggressive feeding behavior, and ferocious temperament when threatened have contributed to its devilish reputation. In recent decades, the species has faced significant challenges due to a contagious cancer known as devil facial tumor disease, DFTD, which has led to a severe decline in population numbers. Conservation efforts are underway to protect this unique marsupial, including captive breeding programs and research into potential treatments for DFTD. The Tasmanian devil holds cultural significance as the emblem of Tasmania and has gained international recognition, in part due to the popular cartoon character Taz from the Looney Tunes series. Eastern quoll, Dasyurus viverrinus. The eastern quoll, also known as the eastern native cat, is a medium-sized carnivorous marsupial native to Australia. Once widespread across mainland Australia, it is now predominantly found in Tasmania, where it remains relatively abundant due to the absence of predators such as dingoes and foxes. Eastern quolls are nocturnal hunters, feeding on insects and small mammals. They are solitary animals, coming together only during the breeding season. Breeding occurs in early winter, with females giving birth to up to 30 young. However, only the first 6 to secure a teat survive, as the female has only 6 teats. The young are weaned at around 10 weeks of age and remain in the den while the mother forages. Sexual maturity is reached at 1 year, but individuals typically reproduce for only 1 or 2 years, with a lifespan of up to 6 years. Tasmanian pademelon, Thylogale billardieri. The Tasmanian pademelon, also known as the rufous-bellied pademelon, is a small marsupial native to Tasmania and the surrounding islands. It is the only pademelon species found in Tasmania, having been extirpated from mainland Australia in the 19th century. The species is characterized by a compact body, short rounded ears, and thick fur that is grayish on the upper body with reddish-brown underparts. Males are notably larger than females, weighing around 12 kilograms and measuring up to 1.2 meters in length, while females typically weigh about 3.9 kilograms. Tasmanian pademelons are solitary and nocturnal, preferring habitats such as rainforests, sclerophyll forests, and scrublands, although they can also be found in wet gullies within dry, open eucalyptus forests. They are herbivores, feeding on a wide variety of plants, including herbs, green shoots, grasses, and some nectar-bearing flowers. Despite being preyed upon by native predators like the Tasmanian devil and quolls, as well as introduced species such as dogs and feral cats, they remain abundant. In fact, their populations are sometimes culled to reduce competition for grass with farmed animals. Bennett's wallaby, Macropus rufogriseus. Bennett's wallaby, also known as the red-necked wallaby, is a medium-sized marsupial native to eastern Australia and Tasmania. It is characterized by its black nose and paws, a white stripe on the upper lip, and a grizzled medium-gray coat with a reddish wash across the shoulders. Males typically weigh between 30 to 40 pounds, while females are slightly smaller. These wallabies are primarily solitary, but may gather in groups when resources such as food, water, or shelter are abundant. They are mainly nocturnal, spending most of the daytime resting and foraging at night on grasses, roots, tree leaves, and weeds. Females usually give birth to one offspring at a time, with the young staying in the pouch for about 280 days. After leaving the pouch, the young remain with the mother for only a month. Females may stay in their mother's home range for life, while males leave at the age of 2. Platypus, Ornithorhynchus anatinus. The platypus is a unique, semi-aquatic mammal native to eastern Australia, including Tasmania. It is one of the few monotremes, mammals that lay eggs instead of giving birth to live young. The platypus has a distinctive appearance, featuring a duck-like bill, webbed feet, and a beaver-like tail. Males typically measure about 20 inches in total length, while females are slightly smaller, averaging 17 inches. Both sexes have dense, waterproof fur that provides excellent insulation in aquatic environments. Primarily nocturnal, platypuses are carnivorous, feeding on a diet of insects, larvae, and small aquatic animals. They use electroreception to locate prey, detecting electric fields generated by muscular contractions. Females lay 1 to 3 eggs per breeding season, incubating them in burrows for about 10 days before hatching. The young are then nursed for several months until they can forage independently. While currently classified as near threatened due to habitat loss and environmental changes, conservation efforts are ongoing to protect this extraordinary species. Short-beaked echidna, Tachyglossus aculeatus. The short-beaked echidna, also known as the short-nosed echidna, is one of 4 living species of echidna and the only member of its genus. It is covered in fur and spines, and has a distinctive snout and a specialized tongue, which it uses to catch its insect prey at great speed. Like the other extant monotremes, the short-beaked echidna lays eggs. The monotremes are the only living group of mammals to do so. The short-beaked echidna is found in southern, southeast, and northeast New Guinea, and also occurs in almost all Australian environments, from the snow-clad Australian Alps to the deep deserts of the outback, essentially anywhere ants and termites are available. It is smaller than the Zaglossus species and has longer hair. Eastern ring-tailed possum, Pseudochirus peregrinus. The eastern ringtail possum, also known as the common ringtail possum, is a nocturnal marsupial native to eastern Australia, including Tasmania. It is characterized by its reddish-brown to gray fur, a white belly, and a distinctive prehensile tail with a white tip, which it uses for grasping branches while navigating the forest canopy. Adults typically weigh between 700 grams to 1.1 kilograms and measure about 30 to 35 centimeters in body length, with a tail length of approximately 30 to 35 centimeters. Eastern ringtail possums are primarily folivores, feeding on leaves, particularly eucalyptus leaves, but their diet also includes flowers, fruits, and bark. They are known for their complex social structures, often living in communal nests called drays, constructed from leaves and twigs, housing family groups. Breeding typically occurs between April and December, with a gestation period of about 20 to 26 days, after which 1 to 2 offspring are born. The young remain in the mother's pouch for approximately 4 months before transitioning to the nest, where they continue to develop and are weaned at about 6 months of age. The species is currently classified as least concern by the IUCN, indicating a stable population across its native range. Sugar glider, Ptaurus breviceps. The sugar glider is a small nocturnal and arboreal marsupial native to the forests of southeastern Australia, including Tasmania. Measuring about 24-30 centimeters in total length, with a tail nearly as long as its body, and weighing between 90-150 grams, the sugar glider is easily recognized by its soft pale gray to light brown fur and a distinctive black dorsal stripe running from its nose to mid-back. Its most notable feature is the patagium, a gliding membrane extending from its forelegs to hind legs that enables it to glide distances of up to 50 meters between trees, aiding in foraging and predator evasion. Sugar gliders are omnivorous, feeding on a diet that includes sap, nectar, insects, and small vertebrates. They are highly social animals, often living in family groups of up to 7 adults and their offspring, nesting in tree hollows lined with leaves. Breeding typically occurs once or twice a year, with a gestation period of about 16 days, after which 1 or 2 joeys are born. The underdeveloped young then crawl into the mother's pouch, where they continue to develop for approximately 70 days before emerging. After leaving the pouch, the young remain in the nest and continue to nurse for another 30-40 days until weaned. While sugar gliders are not currently considered endangered, they face threats from habitat loss, predation by introduced species, and the pet trade. Brush-tailed possum, Trichosaurus vulpecula. The common brush-tailed possum is a nocturnal marsupial native to Australia, including Tasmania. It is one of the most widespread possum species, thriving in various habitats, from forests to urban areas. The species is named for its distinctive bushy tail, which is prehensile at the end, aiding in grasping branches. Adult brush-tailed possums typically measure between 32 to 58 centimeters in head-body length, with tails ranging from 24 to 40 centimeters, and they weigh between 1.2 to 4.5 kilograms. Their fur varies in color, including silver gray, brown, black, and gold, with lighter underbellies. They have large pointed ears and sharp claws on their forefeet, well suited for climbing. As nocturnal and semi-arboreal creatures, common brush-tailed possums are primarily folivores, feeding on eucalyptus leaves, but they also consume fruits, flowers, and small mammals. They are solitary animals, typically occupying tree hollows or roof spaces in urban areas as dens. Females have a well-developed forward-opening pouch, where they rear their young. The species is highly adaptable and has become a familiar sight in Australian cities, often seen foraging at night. While they are a native species in Australia, their introduction to New Zealand has led to significant ecological challenges, as they have become an invasive species there, impacting native forests and bird populations. Little pygmy possum, Cercartetus lepidus. The little pygmy possum, also known as the Tasmanian pygmy possum, is the smallest possum species, measuring 6.6, 7.5 centimeters in head-body length, with a tail of 7.2 centimeters, and weighing only 7–10 grams. Its soft, dense fur is brownish on the back and grayish on the underside. The species is nocturnal and arboreal, inhabiting forests and shrublands in Tasmania and parts of southern Australia. It is omnivorous, feeding on insects, spiders, small lizards, nectar, and pollen, and plays a role in pollination. Breeding can occur year-round, with females typically birthing up to 4 young, which leave the pouch at about 42 days old and become independent around 90 days. The species is currently classified as least concern by the IUCN. Wombat, Wombatus ursinus. The common wombat, also known as the bare-nosed wombat, is a sturdy, ground-dwelling marsupial native to Australia, including Tasmania. Measuring around 40 inches in length and weighing between 44 to 77 pounds, they are characterized by their coarse fur, which varies from light brown to gray or black, small ears, and a distinctive large bald nose. Equipped with short, powerful legs and long claws, common wombats are proficient diggers, creating extensive burrow systems that serve as shelter and protection. Unlike other marsupials, wombats possess a single pair of continuously growing upper and lower incisors, similar to rodents, adapted for gnawing tough vegetation. Common wombats are primarily nocturnal herbivores, emerging at night to feed on grasses, sedges, herbs, bark, and roots. They inhabit a range of environments, including rainforests, eucalyptus forests, woodlands, alpine grasslands, and coastal areas, and have adapted to farmland regions, sometimes grazing alongside livestock. In Tasmania, they prefer heathland, coastal scrub, and open forests. Reproduction involves a gestation period of approximately 20 to 30 days, after which a single joey is born and it continues development in the mother's pouch for about 5 months. Common wombats are known for their unique cubic feces, which they use to mark territory and communicate with other wombats. Green rosella, Platycercus caledonicus. The green rosella, also known as the Tasmanian rosella, is a parrot species native to Tasmania and the Bass Strait Islands. Measuring approximately 14.5 inches in length, it is the largest member of the rosella genus. Its plumage is predominantly yellow on the underparts, neck, and head, featuring a red band above the beak and violet-blue cheeks. The back displays a mix of black and green, while the long tail exhibits shades of blue and green. Males and females have similar coloring, though females tend to have duller yellow tones and more noticeable red markings, along with smaller beaks. Juvenile birds are mainly green in color. These birds inhabit various environments with tree cover, including temperate rainforests, sclerophyll forests, woodlands, shrublands, and even urban parks and gardens. Their diet is primarily herbivorous, consisting of seeds, berries, nuts, fruits, and flowers, but they also consume insects and their larvae. Nesting occurs in tree hollows, where they lay clutches of 4 to 5 eggs. The green rosella is commonly found throughout Tasmania and is classified as a species of least concern by the IUCN. However, the King Island subspecies is considered vulnerable due to habitat loss from land clearing. Orange-bellied parrot, Neophema chrysogaster. The orange-bellied parrot is a small parrot species native to southern Australia. notable for being one of the few migratory parrot species. Measuring approximately 20 centimeters in length, males display bright grass-green upper parts, yellow underparts, and a distinctive orange belly patch, while females and juveniles exhibit duller green plumage. Both sexes feature a prominent two-toned blue frontal band and blue outer wing feathers. Breeding exclusively in Tasmania, these parrots migrate to coastal areas of southern mainland Australia during winter, where they forage on seeds and berries of small coastal grasses and shrubs. The species has faced significant population declines, with the wild population numbering only 14 individuals as of early 2017, leading to its classification as critically endangered. Conservation efforts have included captive breeding programs, which have successfully increased the population to around 600 birds nationwide. Recent observations in southwest Tasmania reported 92 individuals returning to breeding areas, marking a positive milestone in the species' recovery. 40-spotted pardalote, Pardalotus quadragintus. The 40-spotted pardalote is one of Australia's rarest birds, endemic to southeastern Tasmania. Measuring approximately 9 to 10 centimeters in length, it exhibits a dull greenish-brown back and head, lacking the brow line found in similar species. Its wings are black with distinctive white tips, creating the appearance of numerous spots when folded, and its underparts are white with light yellow tints. This species primarily inhabits dry eucalypt forests with a high concentration of white gum, Eucalyptus viminalis, which provides around 80% of its diet. Once more widespread, the 40-spotted pardalote is now confined to a few isolated colonies, notably on Maria Island and Bruny Island, which together account for 99% of the population. A 2009 survey recorded 1,486 individuals across 54 colonies, indicating a significant decline from previous decades. Threats include habitat loss due to land clearing, competition from other bird species, predation by introduced species, and parasitism by native flies. Conservation efforts are ongoing to protect and restore habitats critical to the survival of this endangered species. Tasmanian native hen, Gallinula mortieri. The Tasmanian native hen, also known as the turbo chook, is a flightless rail endemic to Tasmania. Measuring between 43 and 51 centimeters in length, it has olive-brown upper parts with a distinctive white flank patch, darker bluish-gray underparts, a short black tail often held erect, bright red eyes, and a greenish-yellow bill with a small frontal shield. Its powerful legs are gray and scaly, adapted for swift running, earning it the nickname turbo chook. Inhabiting open grassy areas near water, the native hen is commonly found throughout Tasmania, except in the west and southwest regions. It thrives in areas with European-style agricultural practices and has benefited from the extinction of its main predator, the thylacine. Once present on mainland Australia, it disappeared around 4,700 years ago, possibly due to human overhunting, the introduction of dingoes, or climatic changes. Despite its inability to fly, the species is classified as of least concern by the IUCN, with a stable population. Black currawong, Stripera fuliginosa. The black currawong, also known as the black jay, is a large passerine bird endemic to Tasmania and the nearby Bass Strait Islands. Measuring approximately 50 centimeters in length, it has distinctive black plumage with white patches on its wings and tail tips, a heavy black bill, and striking yellow eyes. Both males and females share similar appearances, while juveniles exhibit slightly browner feathers and a yellow gape until around 2 years of age. Inhabiting a range of environments from dense forests to alpine heathlands, black currawongs are omnivorous, feeding on berries, invertebrates, and small vertebrates. They are known for their varied vocalizations, including calls described as a mix of alternating car and weak sounds, sometimes likened to human laughter. Despite their limited range, black currawongs are currently classified as a species of least concern by the IUCN, indicating a stable population. Yellow wattlebird, Anthocara paradoxa. The yellow wattlebird is a distinctive species of honeyeater endemic to Tasmania, Australia. As the largest member of the honeyeater family, it measures between 37.5 to 48 centimeters in length. Its name derives from the prominent yellow wattles that hang from either side of its head. The bird's plumage is primarily brown with white streaks, and it features a yellow belly and a white face marked by black streaks on the crown. Males are generally larger than females, and juveniles display smaller wattles and a paler head compared to adults. Yellow wattlebirds inhabit a variety of environments across Tasmania, from sea level up to subalpine zones. They are commonly found in both dry and wet forests, coastal heaths, and even urban gardens, particularly favoring areas dominated by eucalyptus trees. Their diet consists mainly of nectar from eucalyptus and banksia species, supplemented by insects, spiders, and occasionally fruits. These birds are known for their acrobatic foraging behavior and distinctive raucous calls, often likened to coughing or belching sounds. Tasmanian thornbill, Acanthisa awinji. The Tasmanian thornbill is a small passerine bird endemic to Tasmania and the Bass Strait Islands, measuring approximately 10 centimeters in length. It exhibits olive-brown upper parts, a paler underbelly, and a distinctive rufous-colored forehead. Its eyes are dark, and it possesses a fine, pointed bill suited for insectivory. Both males and females share similar plumage, making them difficult to distinguish in the field. This species primarily inhabits wet forests, rainforests, and scrublands, favoring dense understory vegetation. It often coexists with the brown thornbill, Acanthisa pusilla, though the Tasmanian thornbill tends to prefer wetter habitats. Foraging in small socially cohesive groups, it feeds predominantly on insects and other small arthropods, gleaning prey from foliage and bark. Nesting occurs in dense shrubs or low trees, where the bird constructs a dome-shaped nest from grasses and bark, lined with softer materials. The female typically lays a clutch of 3 eggs, which are incubated for about 2 weeks before hatching. Despite its limited range, the Tasmanian thornbill is considered a common species within its preferred habitats. Yellow-throated honeyeater, Lecanostomus flavicolus. The yellow-throated honeyeater is a medium-sized bird endemic to Tasmania and the Bass Strait Islands. Measuring around 21 centimeters in length and weighing approximately 31 grams, it features bright olive-green upperparts, a silver-gray crown and underbelly, and a distinctive bright yellow chin and throat. A small yellow ear patch and yellow-edged wing feathers complement its striking appearance, while its bill is black and eyes are deep ruby red. Females are generally smaller than males, and juveniles display duller plumage. This species inhabits a variety of environments, including wet and dry sclerophyll forests, alpine eucalypt woodlands, cool rainforests, coastal heathlands, shrublands, and even urban areas like parks and gardens. It is territorial and exhibits aggressive behavior toward other honeyeaters and bird species to defend its feeding grounds. Feeding primarily on arthropods, the yellow-throated honeyeater also consumes nectar, fruit, and seeds. Foraging occurs from the canopy to the ground, with food obtained by gleaning from trunks, branches, and the ground, probing between loose bark and occasional aerial sallies. Breeding from August to January, nests are typically built within 1 meter of the ground in low bushes or tussocks. The female constructs the nest and incubates a clutch of 2 or 3 pinkish eggs, with hatchlings spending around 16 days in the nest before fledging. Strong-billed honeyeater, Melithreptus validirostris. The strong-billed honeyeater is a medium-sized bird, measuring approximately 16.5 to 17.5 centimeters in length. It exhibits olive-brown upperparts and pale gray-brown underparts, with a distinctive black head, nape, and throat. A pale blue to off-white patch is present over the eye, accompanied by a white crescent on the nape. Juveniles can be identified by their brownish crowns, lemon-tinged napes, and an orange base to the bill. The species is known for its loud cheep-cheep, or churring calls. Endemic to Tasmania, the strong-billed honeyeater inhabits mature forests with large trees, such as Eucalyptus regnans and Eucalyptus delegatensis. Its diet primarily consists of insects and other invertebrates, which it forages from tree trunks, supplemented by nectar and fallen fruit. Breeding occurs from September to January, with nests constructed as thick-walled bowls made of grasses and bits of bark, typically placed in the forks of tall trees, usually eucalypts. Clutches generally contain 2 or 3 eggs, each measuring about 22 by 17 millimeters, and are shiny buff pink with sparse red-brown spots. Tasmanian giant freshwater crayfish, Astacopsis gouldi. The Tasmanian giant freshwater crayfish, also known as the giant freshwater lobster, is the world's largest freshwater invertebrate, endemic to the rivers and streams of northern Tasmania. This remarkable species can live up to 60 years and reach weights of up to 6 kilograms, with lengths exceeding 80 centimeters. Their coloration varies from dark brown-green to black or blue, with some populations in the Franklin River system exhibiting predominantly blue-white hues. As slow-growing creatures, females reach sexual maturity at approximately 14 years, while males mature around 9 years. They primarily feed on decaying wood, leaves, and associated microbes, but may also consume small fish, insects, and other detritus when available. Due to overfishing and habitat degradation, the species is currently listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List, and fishing for them has been prohibited since 1998. Tasmanian cave spider, Hickmania. The Tasmanian cave spider is a unique species endemic to Tasmania. Australia. It is the sole member of the genus Hickmania and belongs to the family Gradungulidae. This spider is notable for its considerable size, with a body length ranging from 1.3 to 2 centimeters and a leg span that can extend up to 18 centimeters. Its coloration varies from red to brown on the carapace, while the abdomen is typically a darker brown. Unlike many other spiders, the Tasmanian cave spider possesses 4 book lungs, visible as light patches beneath the abdomen, which are used for respiration. The species is primarily found in dark, cool environments such as caves, underground drainage systems, the undersides of bridges, and hollow logs throughout Tasmania. It constructs large sheet webs, sometimes up to 1 meter in diameter, and hangs beneath them to capture prey that flies or jumps into the web. The Tasmanian cave spider has an unusually long lifespan for araneomorph spiders, with individuals living several decades. Males are smaller than females and have a distinctive kink-like curve near the end of each second leg, which is used to hold the female's head during mating. Due to its unique characteristics and limited distribution, the Tasmanian cave spider is considered an icon species for faunal conservation in Tasmania. Its ancient lineage and specialized habitat preferences make it a subject of interest for researchers studying evolutionary biology and cave ecosystems.